Alright, let's do this once again. Play as the Assyrians over here on the Fertile Crescent, but this time, so as not to win all too quickly, how about I increase the number of necessary crowns in order to achieve victory? I could just adopt a different playstyle, but I think instead I'll just play to 10. That might prove to be quite a drastic difference from just playing to 7. You still have the same number of victory conditions you can accomplish. However, you have to get more of them. That's about it. There's wealth at the top, captured cities above that, city population over here. This is the one people usually achieve. This is the low-hanging fruit. This is a particularly low-hanging fruit for me. So that's 5 points most people will get, most factions will get quite quickly, and then they'll get stuck. Because they'll need 5 more. And since the AI doesn't get opportunities, the AI will not be able to get those points off of opportunities. And they'll have to strive to either capture cities or to gather wealth. Possibly. Spaces on the map are an option, but I've never seen anyone accomplish that. However, with 10 crowns, it's not out of the question. Pumping power to 15 is also quite possible. So for all we know, it's gonna be pop, maybe wealth, so that's 6. 8 on this, and 10. I have to be on the lookout for them doing suspicious things. I could of course re-roll that, but I am reasonably pleased with the result. Let's play on Scholar. And try to build as many units as possible. After all, they are cheaper for me. Let's not pump power whenever possible. Instead, let's just recruit more units and swarm my foes, since they cannot defend everywhere at once. To begin with, however, I really ought to focus on expanding on the river tiles. As much as I will absolutely love to get east, as far east as possible and as far south as possible to claim all of these hill tiles. After all, they do give plenty of money with every passing turn. So delightful though it may be, I presumably needn't focus on that too early on. But I shouldn't put it off for too long, because then, of course, the competing factions will get access to those hill tiles, get all the wealth from them, and then just steamroll me. 2 food per river tile. That's not half bad, considering the number of tiles I have. I already have 6. I could use the 12 food this very turn. I could take it right now, or I could hold on to it. So as you can see, having a single plain tile... Why is this jumping? Ah yes, because I can hypothetically make use of an opportunity. Right here, right now. I can also make it cheaper to flag grassland tiles. However, I think it would be more prudent to save up my knowledge, if possible, and then get better yields on knowledge. That's going to take quite a while, though. And considering all the grassland tiles around, yeah, it's almost undeniably better to just get those flag tags as early on as possible and flag as many grassland tiles as is possible. After all, they do yield both wealth and food, whereas river tiles just yield 2 units of food every single turn. Either way, they are wonderful to have. It's obviously also an option for me to redeem that little coupon next turn. However, considering the fact that these things tend to add up, it may very well make sense to get it right now. After all, that is going to be 12. Which is effectively 3 more tiles. Not necessarily, hold on. of course, if I hold on to it for a brief while longer, I'll be able to redeem it for even more. But of course, this adds up. So less earlier might be worth more than more later. It might also make perfect sense to start flagging those hill tiles very, very soon. I will get 3 more river tiles next turn. So that's 6 more food I'll be getting. Is it worth it? Is it wise? I think it still might be wise to hold off for this turn. We shall see. Pack animals. Place 3 flags on grasslands to get all the grassland flag text, even though I have 2. I could still get the 3rd one. Or build a city on a river for a river yield tech. I hate building cities on rivers because then you lose the river yields and just gain the city yields. However, considering the number of river tiles on this particular map, it may very well prove to be wise to build one. And considering how wonderful river yield techs are, for instance, the final tier that gives me more food, 3 food tiles per every single river tile, and how many river tiles I presumably will have, it may very well make sense to take this. Although, of course, the pack animals will be redeemable very, very soon. Let's get pack animals. It's a tiny reward that I'll get very, very soon. And there's also redeem irrigation right now. Should I have a redeemed irrigation? These river tiles are precious. Actually, yes, they're precious, but they're also expensive to flag, so I think that was the right call. I can't even get plain flag text because I don't have a single plain tile. Not yet. $11 left. Do I actually flag a hill to start getting that gold? Presumably not. How about these 2 tiles? Or should I expand further south? No, let's expand west. That gives me pack animals, of course. And quite a few more tiles. Things are going well so far. They won't stay that way for long. Soon enough, I'll reach the borders of another empire. But then again, that's when the fun starts. Place 5 flags in a single turn. Unlikely. Depends on how expensive these flags will turn out to be. Or a free grassland flag. That obviously will prove to be useful. Or do I want a random flag deck? Actually, not a random one. I would be able to pick one. However, I don't have access to mountain flag text, not quite yet. Itinerant hurdles it is. I see the Babylonians have no power than rivers, not quite yet, anyway. Let's flag as many river tiles as is feasible. Let's not try to flag that one because it might end up getting contested, and if it ends up getting contested, I might possibly not get it, and we wouldn't want that. Let's get as much as I possibly can get. Alright, how expensive is flagging other grassland tiles? This one is surprisingly expensive. Let's get it to North Herders over there. It cannot be contested either, so that's great. Let's save science. And I could even trade for it, so next turn I get 25 and can thus get more science from rivers. I'll have plenty of river tiles, and I'll get plenty of science every passing turn. This is a risky maneuver, but I am willing to go for it. Let's do this. I'm not trading for food, I'm trading all of the money I have for science right now. A free hill flag sounds very useful, or the holy city, which once again could prove to be invaluable. What's the distance? Right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If I build a city here, I actually complete that opportunity. And I'll have 3 citizens though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, undeniably. And I should be able to... Will I be able to afford that though? Getting new cities is reasonably expensive in terms of food. Whereas the hill flag is extremely valuable right now. So I'd better focus on that. Let's get the most expensive hill tile possible. This one costs 13, so let's flag that. And let's get more science off of rivers. 15 more every single passing turn. Now I could keep the ball rolling and continue trading for more science, but I think enough is enough. I could also start saving up wealth for an army, but I believe it's significantly more prudent to continue acquiring food and to continue spending that food on mostly river tiles, but not exclusively. Here's another river tile. An almost free grassland tile. Another grassland tile that's extremely inexpensive. 14 left. Might as well take the plains here, I guess. Could have taken the hill flag there, but that would have been a dead end. I most definitely want to expand to the east. These mountains have barely been claimed by the Elamites over here to the far southeast. Let's expand as far east as I possibly can. As quickly as I possibly can. I do have the food to drive that expansion, and soon enough I'll have the gold to raise enormous armies. I might possibly take a hit early on, we shall see. River boatman for a free river flag. Might put it there. All mega city and plains for plain yield tag, give me a free river flag. I don't like the idea of having these things contested. Oh, I see the Hittites want to contest grasslands and mountains, but they do not have power in rivers. I could invest in power in rivers, then I'll win situations where such flags are contested. And of course I'll have an easier time conquering such tiles. That's something I wanted to do long term, but I could invest in it right now, and thus not be afraid to flag river tiles. Or I could do the smart thing and instead make flagging hills cheaper. Can I do both, I wonder? Yes, I can. 2 tiers of hill flag tax and 1 tier of power in rivers. I get a free river tile. Let's flag this one for free. It's the most expensive one. And flag all the remaining ones. Absolutely every single one. Further down the line, just focusing on hill tiles. $17, I see. Three hill flags and 4 river flags dispensed this particular turn. I think that's reasonably nice. Also, I might as well stop trading for food as much as I want to expand east and start saving up wealth so that I can begin conquering. No one has an army quite yet, and I can begin pumping those out without having to worry about pumping power. After all, an army still should manage to project I did win. I did win the contest. Army still should be able to project some power even if I don't pump it. It will project 1 point of power, but 1 point of power may very well be enough. Build a city on hills for hill yield tech. Hill yeah! I could do that right now. But no. Final tier of hill flag techs. Let's save up the rest of science. Let's also save up money so I can deploy an army the very next turn. And let's focus on flagging those precious hill tiles. Actually, if I plop a city down there, not only will that give me a yield tech, but it also will make flags in this region cheaper. That is true, but while that is true, I would prefer to have an outpost further, first and foremost. And secondly, I would prefer to have a more valuable yield tech. So I want to get, say, wealth from hills tier 2 on my own, and then get this tier 3 free. More hills under my control. This river tile will go to me because I have more power there. Might as well claim the grasslands here. If any of this falls to the enemy, I can always reconquer that as soon as I get that army of mine. I should get that because I have power there. Yes, I win the contest, and the Hittites waste the flag. Money for each forest, all velocity and grasslands for the grassland yield tech. I have plenty of grasslands, so that's not particularly dumb to get. How many forest flags I have? Not that many. I have avoided flagging forests, as if on purpose. Let's go for the library. There are plenty of yield techs I could go for here. It would seem particularly prudent to get, say, wealth from rivers. Or to invest in science out of these places. But if I want to get more out of hills, I can get 16 more wealth if I invest in hills right now and I complete an objective at the same time. Not to mention the fact that I'm going to flag quite a few hill tiles anyway. So might as well go for that, I guess. I will focus on river yields soon enough, don't you worry about that. Let's also deploy an army and mess with someone, but with whom? Presumably the Babylonians, because they're doing quite well for themselves, they're in first place, and I don't like that one bit. Might as well deploy an army right here, or something. Though this area will also receive some additional defense, based on the fact that it's close to a city, so maybe, just maybe, I should project power somewhere else, like here. Doesn't sound like the worst of ideas. In fact, it sounds like a pretty good idea. Let's deploy an army over there. Continue saving money to get more units. Oh, another river tile that I can flag. How glorious. Unexpected, but welcome. No, hold on. This is fine. Yes, but if I actually flag like this, then I'm not plopping down the city, which means that I shouldn't get hill money. I should get money out of rivers. Yes, then everything will suddenly make sense. Unless I want to get more science yields. But I can get them some, so they get that some other time. 21 more wealth every single turn, please. A free forest flag, all 3 wealth per hill tile. That's a decent bit now, but it's going to be a lot more very soon. Let's get wealth out of grasslands. Deploy another army. And where should that army get deployed? Near the border with the Babylonians, obviously. And I should mostly threaten a river tile because I have some more power though. I should also get more power in rivers, but that comes later. First I need the yields. Five more hills. It's quite a few. Should I redeem stone cutting right now, or should I get 15 more units of wealth next turn? 15 more units of wealth doesn't sound half bad. I will lose out on an opportunity, but that is acceptable. I'm not trading for food, mind you. I am saving up money so that I can get more armies. Oh look, Babylonians have deployed a unit of them. And they are threatening dairy farming, so food per grassland tile. How many of these do I have? 15. So that would be 30 food. All conquer hill space for resources right off the bat. Give me the short-term gains. And let's get stone cutting procced. Maybe I should radiate a bit more power. Let's bring that up to 3, if barely. A hill yield stack wouldn't be half bad. I have quite a few hill tiles right now. So let's get that city, that far out outpost. This one. And let's get more wealth out of every single hill tile. Also, based on this, might as well snag some more hill tiles in the area, and I presumably ought to get more power in hills just to be able to contest. I don't want these to get snagged right from under me. Plenty of hill tiles. And I am building up the power. I hate pumping power, but don't worry, we will get more armies out soon enough. We should be able to win when this gets contested, right? Nope, no one wins. I do defend though, that's good, and I'm threatening. Double your knowledge yield. That could work out. To reduce knowledge waste, all place 3 flags on forests for all forest flag tags. That could prove to be useful down the line, I guess. Can I actually complete the calendar? That sounds unlikely. I guess it could be done. Then I would presumably have to get 2 tiers of knowledge waste reduction to get the final tier off of the calendar. Or I can immediately benefit from bronze axes. Now let's get the calendar. Let's give it a go. Behold all this power I am emanating. Glorious. And since I got the calendar, might as well increase my knowledge yield. Get more science out of rivers with each passing turn. I know that's not giving me power where I want it, but I guess that's okay, at least for now. Let's flag what I can and get another army deployed. Keeping power at 2. That army will soon be on the move. Don't worry about that. I might lose. No, I will win the contest. I have more tiles around this tile. Yes, I win the contest. And I do win this little hex. All river yield text to half movement cost across rivers. That'll be handy. All crop rotation. 2 food per plane styles. I only have 3 of those. So that is decidedly not handy. I just need more food out of planes. And for that I need 3 more units of science, which I'm not getting anytime soon. If I really want to increase my knowledge yield, now would be the time. This is literally the turn. Let's see, I can reduce knowledge waste. And I complete the calendar by reducing knowledge waste as much as I possibly can. I know that this prevents me from deploying another army. That is something I find acceptable, I guess. But I have enough armies as it is, arguably. At least for now. I wouldn't necessarily say that that's enough armies. I certainly want more. Let's flag those forest tiles, as expensive as they are. Should be able to win here because I have more tiles enveloping this one. I presumably won't get that one. Saving up wealth for yet another army. And what shall I spend my science on? Presumably better yields in terms of food out of rivers and then possibly grasslands. Let's see, the Babylonians radiate 3 points of energy here. Fine, let's pump power up to 2. Just the tiniest of bits. Let's see if I threaten anything. Even if I don't, I want to be able to at least defend. The Barbarians have a single unit over here. They should be busy elsewhere, and if they're not, then that's a problem. I see the Hittites are growing a bit too big for the bridges. They're threatening plenty of my territory. I do not look favorably upon that. The goldsmith is tempting, but having movement cost across hills is incredibly valuable. It's difficult to traverse the hills, so might as well get more food out of them and then worry about other things. Actually, those will bring me more food than spending science on river yields. So moving across hills is cheap now. What else? More food out of grasslands, perhaps. That's plenty of food with every single passing turn. I can deploy another army. All the way over there. And begin threatening the Paul Hittites instead of messing with the Babylonians. I think it's wiser to mess with the Babylonians. Oh look, because of all the armies, I now have a victory point. How adorable. Let's stick to 2 points of... Actually, no, let's pump that up slightly to 3 points of power. I still will be able to deploy additional armies in the near future. But I don't have to do it right off the bat. Let's see if I can win this. Presumably, allies will be interested in flagging it as well, but we shall see. Those sea tiles aren't particularly valuable. Let's get the remaining forest. I'll ignore the sea for now. Bridge building will also prove useful very soon, considering that I'm moving across all of those river tiles. And I will begin using my food to fortify. To make the cities I have bigger, and to build new ones. Do I seriously get kicked out? I do! I didn't have enough power. Did I lose an army? No, I still have 5. Spend 25 or more on an army move to get more power, or own 3 cities and forests. Fine. Let's move here and thus get power. And instead of getting yet another army, might as well pump that power a bit. Although not too much. How much power do they have? Let's see now, the Hittites have 5 from my own. Let's say they buff it all the way up to 7. So I should be able to overcome that with 4. Let's bring it to 5. So grow this city, flag another grassland tile for more yields, go further into these little forests. Ah yes, river yields. It's tempting to get other things, but no, river yields, fine. More food out of rivers. Making movement cheaper. Do I get more power in those river tiles? I ought to. I could also get more power in grasslands. These are the 3 areas I'll be investing in grasslands, rivers, and mountains, with a possible addition of cities. Do I seriously want to save up all of that food? It will mostly go to waste. 12 units of it. But that's okay. If I conquer more territory, I'll be able to fortify a smidgen further rather than directly here. Let's see what happens. Oh, Babylonians move to the west to defend. Thus I should be able to get this tile. Let's see what the Hittites managed to accomplish. I conquer here, what about there? Also conquer there. To the west. Druids. All horseback riding, all grassland yield tags to half movement across grasslands. That'll make movement extremely cheap. The druids are nice to have, but rather than a bit of a shot in the arm, a few resources here and there, it's better to get a permanent upgrade, isn't it? So more food out of grassland tiles, 18 more every single passing turn is what I shall get. Let's also get more science out of forests. That's just 10 more. That's better than nothing. I could also hypothetically get on the power waste reduction train. Or, you know, I could get more armies. Getting more armies usually sounds like a pretty sweet deal. Especially since I have all of these power techs. Send an army over here. Emanate even more power. Emanate power there. And grow the city further. At some point I'll plop down a city, presumably over here in the grassland. That seems like a good place for it. I could put it down right here. Wouldn't be half bad. I'll think about it. I guess that's about as much food as I'm willing to spend this turn. How unfortunate. Fine, let's reduce food waste at least a bit. How much do I want to pump my power exactly? Might as well keep it at fall. Sure, I would love to get more armies. It wouldn't be half bad, but I should be able to conquer as is. How much power do the Hittites have? 1 from tech. The armies have 5, a whopping total of 5. And they have a single army. So I'm able to overcome that by staying at 3. But fine, just to be on the safe side, let's go with fall. Also, this tile is surrounded by 3 units. The Babylonians swoop in to defend from the east, but alas, they are not strong enough. They also get surrounded and destroyed. They lose an army. Now, that's a death blow as far as I'm concerned. If you lose an army, you most likely just lose the entire thing. All forest yield text to have movement cost across forests. That could prove to be mildly valuable, though I don't move across forests all that often. Or a fruit orchard, to spend the excess food I have to just keep getting food with every passing turn, even more of it. Delightful. Also, this might be a nice spot to fortify, so let's plant a new city over there. Let's grow this one, our capital, I guess. Flag the forest. And what? Start expanding onto sea tiles? Let's see now, do I want to reduce waste or get an army? I can't get an army quite yet, so reducing waste it is, I guess. I could continue pumping power, but that just doesn't please me as an idea. Not as much. I will, unfortunately, drop a bit in terms of power, which is still acceptable. Also, as I have mentioned, the Babylonians can't be everywhere at once now, can they? And if they cannot be everywhere at once, then my goodness, I'll force them to choose. Do they want to defend to the east or to the west? Can't save both. Thus I am sparing the Hittites a bit. This tile will not get taken over, but that one will. Oh look, 1, 2, 3... no, I get one of those tiles, and I get one tile from the Hittites. But I continue to threaten. All plane yield techs to have movement cost across planes. The few plane tiles I have, all assassins. For more attack temporarily. +2 attack for a single turn. Gladly. I don't like what the Hittites are doing. Yeah, but I don't have to go to ludicrous 9 power now, do I? Let's reduce power waste instead. Staying at something like 6 is perfectly reasonable. Although, it is tempting to just mess with the Babylonians. Yes, and let the Hittites do their thing and conquer my territory? That doesn't sound particularly tempting to me. Fine, with all the food I have, I can afford to move, swoop in and defend. I won't get this forest tile. The Babylonians presumably shall move here to defend, but they will not manage. They cannot possibly. And of course, I am growing my cities even more. I presumably ought to plop down yet another one soon enough, but I think I'll just grow one that I end up conquering. Oh, and by the way, I have enough science to, say, get more science out of every single citizen every single turn. That could prove to be reasonably useful. I could also spend it on plenty of power in a given type of terrain, like in rivers, or in plains, grasslands, or wherever. I would prefer to get, say, more wealth out of every single citizen, but that is unfortunately not in the cards, not quite yet. No better yield stacks are available, alas. I could get something off of forests. And I might. Wealth off of forests will come rolling in. Fall power. Will that be enough? That ought to be enough. And I'll save up for more armies, because as I have mentioned, I just want to have plenty of armies rather than pumping power repeatedly. That was precisely the plan to begin with. And that's what I'm sticking with, as difficult as it may be, because it's so tempting to keep pumping power. I'll get kicked out of my own territory because of this, but that's okay. Reduce food waste to -5% to trade more favorably for food, or oh no, threatened hexes, that's not gonna happen. Alright. I could wait and then get wealth off of citizens, but no. Let's get power in rivers. And what? Some more in grasslands? No, we want more power in rivers. That's it. Oh, the Elamites are apparently attacking from the east while all this is going on. Now, thankfully I have plenty of power in the mountains, but that might just change soon enough. Maybe I should build a tiny little fortress over here. And then bolster my defenses soon enough. Also, let's bolster defenses here by growing this city. I still have over 100 food left. So what should I do with that? There are plenty more positions for me to fortify. I could also decide to finally flag those sea tiles. They're not that great, but they're better than nothing. Better than letting all of this go to waste, I guess. I wanted to get more armies, and perhaps I ought to. Perhaps I ought to stick with that. Another army has been deployed. Let's pump the rest into power, fair enough. And see what happens. I have 7 armies deployed, although they're reasonably spread out. The Babylonians have moved west. That means that I, first of all, will defend, and second of all, will threaten the tiny Soviets. Hard-won peace? That's not happening. Double city population to reduce any waste. Tempting, but unlikely. Doubling my population, bringing it all the way up to 32? It's not gonna happen anytime soon, but it might, eventually. As you can see, the Elamites are so pathetically weak, they still cannot contest this area, even though there are no units there. No units whatsoever. Power, but well, possibly in the grasslands now. Although power in rivers could be reasonably handy. I'm not contesting any river tiles though, so that's a bit of an issue, isn't it? Power in grasslands it is. 2 tiers of power in grasslands. And let's focus on messing with the Babylonians over here. Let's also try to threaten some river tiles. How much power do they have over there? Let's say 5. We should be able to contest that. Pumping power fully. I will get more armies at some point. Don't worry about that. For now, let's grow some cities to fortify further. This is opportunity for you to grow all your cities in one turn. Where is that? Because I'm so close to actually being able to do that. Or at least I was close for a while. Perhaps not anymore. The Babylonians are trying to put up a fight. They're trying to defend, but they're not doing all that well, are they? Look at all that territory I'm contesting. And of course the Hittites cannot possibly break through because all of my passive power defending emanating from my cities as a false for protection is just preventing them. The Golden Age is not gonna happen, so might as well reduce wealth waste. Wealth is no longer wasted at all. Because of all the passive power, I am not actually getting threatened. Despite everything, I am not threatened. I could also build a neat little city over here to further bolster my defenses. Oh, it would be delightful. And quite frankly, why shouldn't I? I absolutely should. Let's do that. It will not fall. I won't let it. In fact, I'll just keep upgrading it. Once again, the Babylonians can't defend everywhere. They only have 4 units, and my front stretches so far. It's comprised of so many units. The Babylonians have full power on each unit. That's not particularly impressive. Maybe, just maybe, I should save up, deploy another army. Fine, let's bring the power to 5. I should manage at 5. And saving up the wealth may just be the way to go. I will get these tiles and that one, possibly, yes. While they manage to defend quite a few. They'll manage to defend here, but they'll lose some elsewhere. So, were I to keep all the power up, I would have been able to possibly claim all tiles this turn, but since I chose not to do that, I'll be able to get another army this turn instead. The Hilltop Protocol to get between 1 and 100 knowledge. I already have 383. Also, I could get a free sea flag. That's worth very little at this stage. I want to spend money on science? Does anyone ever? Let's get more wealth out of every single citizen. And proc the Oracle. That gives me 34 science. Not half bad. What do I spend that on? Possibly better yields? I could get wealth off of plains. It's wealth almost as much as, say, wealth off of the sea. I could get both. I could have invested in power tax, but no. Let's get those yield tax as early as possible. It is already pretty late, but I can still get them. I can maintain a sizable chunk of my influence and deploy yet another army. Even if I lose some of these spots, that is still not a tragedy. Because I'll presumably get some other ones. Oh, hold on. Hello, what have we here? I could threaten this city. And I will. I am threatening it. Now it might be wise to just reinforce over here. Spend everything else on power. It's not that much. Bolster yet another city. After all, they are generating plenty of resources with each passing turn. In terms of knowledge and in terms of wealth. Soon enough I'll be able to reduce any waste. I would like to get the barracks, but that opportunity doesn't seem to be popping up. As much as I would love for it to. They swoop into the west, therefore not threatening here any longer. Not that much. I defend. And thus I'm fine. The brief respite sounds tempting, and it might actually proc, but 15 wealth is basically meaningless at this stage. Might as well get the pikemen and push further. Let's get even more science, since I can, and some food off of forests. Once I'm done with the yields, I will start investing heavily into power tax, since they come at such a discount. I can't quite get another army, but I will be able to do so next turn. Do I actually want to move these units anywhere? Or are they doing fine where they are? Yeah, I think they're doing fine. So let's just grow some cities. I'm not reducing power waste on purpose. I want to possibly get the barracks opportunity. Oh wait, the pikemen, hold on. Never mind, cancel that. First of all, proc the pikemen. Upgrade this. Save the rest. And get the yields. That's about it. I should get every single bit I threaten, and I should threaten quite a bit. Look at this. Catastrophe. All trading settlement. Trading settlement is not more likely to happen. I am not about to be threatened everywhere. That's not the situation I'm in currently, surprisingly enough. Yes, that tends to happen, but that's not what is happening right now. I don't think I have to defend that heavily against the Hittites. Sincerely hope not. I can grow that city too. Let's not pump the power all too much. Let's instead deploy yet another army. To deal with the Hittites now, to bolster the attack over here. Let's grow the cities that are cheap to grow. To get even more income. What do I do with the resources I have? More in terms of my power tax? Or do I want a smidgen more in terms of resources? Oh, you know, I could just save until next turn and get more wealth off of my citizens. That sounds reasonably wise. I know that some science will go to waste, but I think it's the wisest choice I have right now. I could pump power tax, but no. Let's get the final tier of wealth per citizen. Once again, they can't defend everywhere. This will fall. These two spots they defend, but the third one they don't. Thus I proc the trading settlement, getting more resources. Disband an army. That is not happening. I'll own most of the sea. I just need 2 more tiles. You know what? Fine. I will own most of the sea, even though people care so little for the sea. How are the Hittites? Not out owning most of the sea. Eesh. I guess it wasn't that much of a priority for them. More wealth from each citizen. Higher taxes, I say. Took me so long to figure that one out. For whatever reason, it required so much science. I am not threatened, and since I'm not threatened, I can unpump power and, guess what, get another army. Because clearly I haven't had enough. Actually, I am threatened in a single spot, but that's okay. What do I spend 0 wealth on? Well, that's a rather peculiar notion. Do I bolster my forces by, I don't know, getting a city over here? I could, and then I could grow that city for its defensive capabilities. Why not? That's 2 more citizens, granting me bestowing upon me all sorts of wonderful benefits. I'm closer to getting mathematics done. I'll get Traveler's Tales next turn, and also I hit the city population, victory point granting, whatever the hell these are. Wonders. I have the army and fleet one. I may soon enough get the spaces on the map one. And I just hit the city population one. Apparently the Babylonians are doing even better. I ought to stop them. I can easily get the power tax. What else? Captured cities would be nice. Wealth would be easily achievable. I could get wealth and I would need 3 more. That's possibly power tax and pumping power. I don't think I can pump power and save all that gold all in one fell swoop. But I could try to get the spaces on the map for once, as difficult as that is, since it requires conquest. But I think conquest is what I'm going for right now. Here come the Elamites, attacking the Babylonians. The Babylonians swoop in to defend to the east against the Elamites. And they manage to defend, but at what cost? They get threatened by me. Beer own most of the plains. For more food out of plains. Even if I end up owning most of the plains, there will not be that many plain tiles. I'll conquer a grassland space to get 30 food. Somehow I still do not own most of the sea. I would have to say get this sea tile under my command. Ah, glorious. I am going to encircle the city, lay siege to it. I should get power in cities. That's a wonderful thing to have. I reject all of this. Instead of getting an army, which I can't do this turn anyway, I'm pumping power all the way to 8, and I'm getting power in cities, or as I like to call it, siege tech. Witness me, witness my power. Behold. Now that's a front line. Let's build the city up. Once again, it is supposed to provide me with the peace of mind, the safety that I also desperately need. Same goes for this one. And that one, yeah, that one is even more important. Mathematics reduce any waste. You know what? Fine. Reducing power waste. For free! Not getting the barracks. Alas. Let's do this. The Babylonians swoop in to defend from the north, and alas, they cannot defend everywhere. Despite the sincerest efforts. At least I presume the efforts are sincere. Smelting bronze, own 3 cities on rivers, not gonna happen. All legendary general threaten 10 spaces on the map for any power tech. That might actually happen very soon. Haha, I'm laying siege to this city despite the fact that they have a unit stationed there. Glorious. The Elamites, however, are threatening me from the south. I find that unacceptable. Unpalatable. Let's grow the city and hope for the best. Presumably I'll lose these mountain tiles. Unless I get more power in mountains. Did I just get the power tech wonder? Yes, I did. I need 5 more victory points. 5 more, and I'm done. A bit of wealth, pumping power to 15, and I could be done with the entire thing. We shall see. I'm just pumping power this turn. Yes, to threaten, to conquer the city as well. It's not half bad of an idea. I could unpump and get a unit instead, but I think securing the city is more important. Look at this. I lose territory here, but I gain over there. I mess with the Babylonians, reduce the population there, but I conquer the city. Epic poem. Eliminate an empire. Not gonna happen. Horse archers to get more power. Right here, right now. Yeah, I'll take that and I'll take that instead of Traveler's Tales. I'm not getting more sea. I am about to get a sea tile. Should I get that instead of the Grand Bazaar? Reducing waste is it's quite nice. Yeah, let's get it instead of the Grand Bazaar. Horse archers it is. More power. More power to me. Do I go over here? No, that's not that great of a spot to threaten. How about I go here instead? The Elamites are annoying. They've taken some of my precious territory in the mountains of all the places. But I think it's more important to continue messing with the Babylonians. Wait, can I pump power all the way up to 15? Not quite, but almost. Let's instead unpump all the way to 8. As much as I want to continue messing with the Babylonians. And by doing so, let's save up for another army. Let's keep growing those cities. Once again, I could hypothetically get fleets, but they're of limited utility, to put it mildly. Look at all those armies. Look at this. Look at the Babylonians scrambling to defend. And every time they do, as much as they may manage, as much as they may put out fires in one spot, they fail in another because I have such a swarm of units. Own most of the hills. Gee, I would like that very much. But that would... Whoa. Okay. There's been a change of plans. Elamites, you displease me. You could have had it all, Elamites. We could have been friends, but no. No. This is what you have chosen. Not only am I about to defend, I am about to conquer. I'm about to end your wretched existence. I don't have to pump that much power now, do I? No, instead I presumably should just get another army. And deploy it right there. Obviously. Can't quite get another army quite yet. Oh, how unfortunate. I'll get one soon enough, though. One would hope. What, more power in rivers? Where do I want those power techs to go? Power in mountains, I guess. To be able to defend properly. And give me even more food out of the sea and out of the few plain tiles that I have. Bump up the resource generation. Can't grow a city that's under siege. That is understandable. But I can grow this one. And it will help me defend the tiniest of bits. Let's see how this plays out. Presumably, I'll start threatening the Elamite territory quite well. I do defend, I do conquer, and I do threaten. Traveler's Tales. Apparently, I do now have the most sea tiles. What did that give me exactly? I can't even remember. Some benefits related to the sea? What sort of sea benefits were they? Whatever. Conquer plain space to get more science. All you slingers. Spend a smidgen of food to get more power. Yes, please give me more power. More power to me. The Canaanites are threatening my territory. Isn't that disgraceful? Unacceptable. They're usually the first to be eliminated. They have such a rough time of it, and here they come, waltzing into my territory, trying to take over. Who do you think you are? More power in cities, please. We are laying siege. And I could unpump, deploy yet another army. Wouldn't be half bad of an idea now, would it? This is to my liking. Let's get another army. And march into Elamite territory like we own the place, because soon enough we shall. Nothing else I can really grow. There we go. How am I doing on victory points? I have the pyramids with the city pop. I am close to getting the Great Lighthouse. Uncharacteristically, surprisingly, incredibly. If you demand that people get 10 crowns, you might just get this sort of game. Oh, I defend over here and I take over territory here and there. Mercenaries, 3 power for 1 turn. Yes. Alright, I am no longer needed there to defend. So let's bolster the attack over here. I would love to get more power in the mountains, but alas, alas. My opportunities are somewhat limited. Fine. More power in grassland then. Fall, fall, fall. Fall. That's fall falls. So much food going to waste. It's hardly acceptable. Fine, let's reduce some of that food waste. Why not? And keep power at 14. Keep power at 14. Well, pump it to 14. Furthermore, let's grow some cities, since I can. Enormous metropolises. Metropolitan areas. The Babylonians swoop in to defend, but alas, that means you can't defend the... Oh, and I get these 2 tiles off of the Elamites, I guess. Because they've been incredibly naughty. As far as I could reckon. Own most of the coastal spaces. That's not happening anytime soon. That's not happening ever. Well, I could get the chariots. 300 science for 3 power for 3 turns. Yes, please. I've got the touch. I do have the power. And now I'm getting threatened by the Babylonians to the west. How dare you? It's not for you to conquer, for you. Getting conquered is for you. Let's see now. How do I reposition my troops? These guys move there to defend. I'll also grow I can't grow this city anymore. But surely I'll be able to defend. Surely I will be able to hold. Especially with all the power I've just bought. I could and presumably should get yet another army. And deploy it right there. Yes, I will spend some of my vast wealth on power, but I would prefer to have even more armies deployed. Now look, the Babylonians are on the move. Thus I defend over here. How about my acquisition of territory? I get some over here and I threaten there. Catapults! 3 power for 2 turns. Or I could invest in a precious victory point. I'll take the victory point, uncharacteristically. There it is. It's a victory point. It's mine now. I bought it. I need 5 more spaces for the Great Lighthouse. I'll get those soon enough. I could just save up money for the Hanging Gardens. Yes, but that's not commensurate with my other goal of actually pumping power. Oh, look, I am slowly encircling this place. Well, if I deploy a fleet over here, I'll have better odds of conquering the city. Or, you know, I could keep going around it. Alright, splendid. I don't want to save up. I don't have to worry about the Babylonians sneaking up on me either. I think I'm fine. What about the opportunities? Threaten 10 spaces on the map. Will that actually happen? We shall see. Getting most of the hills. I'm on that. I am dealing with the Elamites as we speak. The Babylonians defend to the west, which means they are not defending against me all that well. They lose 2 hexes. And I threaten the Elamites over there. I'm also at the legendary general. Caravans. All desert yield tax for having the movement cost. On deserts, all camel riders. Spend resources to just get more power. Gladly. Oh, what are the Elamites doing? What is this? Oh, the armies and fleets, power tax, and city population. Unacceptable, they need to be stopped. These guys aren't doing anything, might as well add them to the siege over there. These guys aren't contributing too much, might as well make them swoop in here. Can't get more siege tech quite yet. Not really. Fine, let's just save up science, I guess. I am wasting plenty of it, but I'll live. I pump power all the way to 18? I think that's ludicrous. No, instead I should do the smart thing and deploy a mighty fleet. Right there. It's not as dumb as it sounds. Check it out, a mighty fleet. This way I'll surely conquer the city. And I can pump the rest into power. Ooh, I can grow this city to size 8. Incredible. It's of size 8. It is done. My power goes up to 16. The Elamites desperately try to defend and manage to do so, I guess. The Babylonians are pushed back and I've won! I've conquered 2 cities. Oh yes, it was conquering this.
Look on my works, ye mighty, and despair.
I've won through conquest. I think that's fair to say. Alright, look at this. The pyramids, so 30 city population. The Great Lighthouse for owning 125 spaces on the map. The Statue of Zeus for 15 power. The Temple of Artemis for 12 power tax. And the Colossus for 5 armies. Plus the zoo for 1 victory point. The zoo that I bought. So of course, it was getting those 125 spaces that pushed me over the edge. I had over 15 power and I got all those spaces on the map. With the zoo by my side, I was able to push towards victory. Hold on, how many victory points is that exactly? 3 for the pyramids, then there's the Great Lighthouse and the Statue of Zeus. So that's a whopping 7 in total. The Temple of Artemis and the Colossus and the zoo. Exactly 10. Had I not bought the zoo, I would not have won at that point. Not quite yet. I would have had to either wait to capture more cities or I would have had to take a turn off to generate some wealth and keep it there in my coffers, which is obviously difficult to accomplish at the same time as you try to maintain 15 power or rise up to it. The Elamites had the pyramids, so the population, the Temple of Artemis, so the power tax, the Colossus, so the armies and fleets. The Babylonians had power tax and armies and fleets, presumably because I conquered those cities, so they lost the victory points for the pyramids, or the city population, and the Canaanites just had armies and fleets. 5 or more of them. Didn't have anything else. The Hittites are in dead last in 5th place with nothing. No victory points whatsoever. Somehow the Hittites, oh how low they have managed to fall. They even were surpassed by the Canaanites in the very end. Well, I guess that's it. Thanks for watching and you will see me elsewhere.